Hey, welcome to another edition of A Better Life. Well, Easter's over with. I know. For the last 2 weeks, you've been watching the same show going, is this guy ever going to be back on TV again? Yeah, right. Then why didn't any of you call me and say, hey, Doc, when are you going to do a new show? Hey, I hope you had a happy Easter. It was a wonderful time. Lots of people got out and got nice and rained on, and it was just a great weekend. I mean, it was fabulous. And actually, the good news is the death toll was actually lower this Easter weekend on the highways than it has been in many years. And in Chicago, they didn't have anybody killed on Easter Day. How about that? Now, that's pretty rare for Chicago. Anyway, that's the report we got. Whether or not it's true, at least you felt better as I said it. So that's what this show's all about. A Better Life. My first guest is a lady who's going to talk about real estate. Everybody should get into real estate. I always felt that renting is just not what you should be doing, although it is part of our economic base and some people do have to rent. But eventually, as my son did for the first time last week, bought his own house down in Orlando, Florida, and we congratulate Brian and Nicole on their new home. They're about 28 years old, so we're going to talk about how long it takes to get that with a lady by the name of Maxine Giles. Welcome to the show, Maxine.
Thank you, Dr. Fry.
I'm glad you could be with me. I tell you, you're well respected at what you do. You have Giles Real Estate Company.
That's right.
And you're located in
Baton Rouge.
That's
correct.
And you specialize in residential?
Primarily residential, yes.
Do some commercial if somebody wants to.
That's right.
All right. So Brian and Nicole, of course, two hardworking kids, saved up enough money, which is more now than what it used to be able to buy a house. Tell us a little bit, and so the people at home can hear from another source other than myself, about how the laws all changed back 5-6 years ago when the bubble burst.
That's right. Yes, about 5 years ago, as you mentioned, there was a decline in terms of the number of people that have been qualified to purchase a home. And now, however, there's a pickup in that area. We're finding that more institutions are willing to loan money. However, it's important that your credit is in place as well as a down payment and a source of income for financing the property. So I would say the most important thing right now is that the credit has lined up with what the institutions are looking for, your financial institutions are looking for.
Two things I think everybody has to go back and say, this is common sense. You have to have enough income to pay the mortgage.
That's right.
And you have to have a good enough credit rating that where people are going to loan you $100,000 or $200,000.
That's right.
If you can't go down and buy a car,
right.
Good chances are you can't buy a house.
Exactly.
So, but the worst thing you can do is, and I say this from the experience, is folks, until the closing papers are signed, do not mess with your credit.
Correct.
Go ahead. Tell them why.
Right. There are three hindrances to purchasing a property. One is the lack of a down payment. The other is the lack of income. And the third is the lack of acceptable credit, which Dr. Fry already mentioned. So it's very important that once you get your purchase agreement in there, that you not make any major purchases.
Because they'll run the credit again.
Exactly. That's right.
Right before they sign the
That's
papers.
correct.
Am I right?
And that's a new thing that the institutions are doing now, where they're going in 2-3 days before the closing is scheduled, and they will run a credit report to make sure everything's still stable, that there haven't been any changes. So this is a result of what's gone on with the economy and with the financial institutions, where risk isn't anything that any financial institution wants to go through right now.
Sure. And it makes perfect sense. In the past, a lot of people have built up their credit to buy a home.
Right.
They get to that point, they're ready to sign the papers on $200,000. They go, you know what? I'm not going to be able to buy anything after this house goes through. So 2 weeks before that, they go down and buy a new car. And it used to be in the old days, you could get by with that. I mean, because they didn't run these reports. But now it's, they want to know that you didn't acquire a whole bunch of debt before.
Yeah.
Because once they lock in there, of course, I don't know what stops you from going out and going, not paying your bills anyway. But that's how we got in this mess, right?
Exactly. That's right.
So what's a medium the size home or price range that's going on in, do you sell in Baker?
Yes, I do.
All right, so tell us a little bit about the real estate market in Baker, because I live in Baker, and I see there's a lot of different social things going on here.
Right. In terms of our region, Baker is one of the greatest areas to buy right now because the cost per square foot is at an all-time low. And it's a buyer's market now, in that if you have the components that a financial institution is looking for, interest rates are at 40-year lows.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you can get into purchase a property that 10 years ago the note would have been out of your range. Mm-hmm. But now you can afford a nice size home in a good price range.
Right.
So this is a great time to purchase.
Actually, low crime rate. We do have a few stores to shop in. We are close to Baton Rouge. I think the only big downfall that everybody wants to call the 1,000-pound elephant, whatever, is the school system.
Yeah.
Everybody I talk to says they don't want their kids going to Baker. I've met kids that go to Baker, and they tell me exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
They want to see improvement. They want to see more things
Right.
offered. But the school system's got to line all that out. But until they do, you're not going to have higher income people coming here and buying homes.
Exactly.
You just won't do it.
And you mentioned something very important, and that is it's close to Baton Rouge. It's close to some other amenities that homeowners are looking for.
It is quick to get downtown. I mean,
Yes.
compared to being downtown and fighting all that traffic. All right. Is there anything else that you want to share that you've got going on? Maybe a development or anything that you want to pitch?
Yes. I offer classes, home buyer seminars, as well as classes on money management and resolving debt. And so I try to help people prepare for home ownership. And also I have some what I call home buyer survival kits that I want to leave here at the station.
Oh, okay.
And there's a mortgage calculator in there. There's maps, just all kinds of helpful things that would help prepare someone for home ownership.
Good.
And the most important thing, I believe, is connecting with someone that can step you through the process.
All right. I appreciate you being on.
Thank
and
you.
you can stop by the office and pick up these little kits she's going to leave here. You've seen her phone number, and of course, if you forgot it all, you can always email me at WLFT.com. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. Stay tuned. Good job, kid.
Okay.
WLFT joins all TV stations in our area, reminding you to rescan your digital TV sets so you can pick up all of the new TV stations, which are broadcast free over the air. Hey, you bought the new high-definition TV, so now enjoy the free over-the-air entertainment like the new Country Channel on 30.3, featuring 24-hour music videos and concerts direct from Nashville. More new channels are planned, so change the batteries in your smoke detector and rescan Baton Rouge. To a better life. I tell you what, that's a great segment about real estate, and we got some great shows coming up in the future. A lot of people calling wanting to be on the show. Hey, if you want to be on the show, email me at WLFT.com, and I will be glad to set you up to be on the show. So just call the studios if you want to, whatever. We normally put contact information up, but you know, somebody forgot to build it. That would be me. Hope you're enjoying all the new graphics, everything. We got a new system in here at WLFT. We can do your own show, of course. If you'd like to have your own show, call us. We would love to share some things with you in our new green screen facility we've built, and just lots of fun stuff. So with me, of course, is Henry Sanders, and since we jumped to that shot, we'll go back to it. Henry, I want to welcome you, and I called you because you are doing something that I think is very important. Welcome to the show.
I really appreciate you having me here.
You bet. All right, so the did I say it right?
Elaine Hunt.
Elaine Hunt Correctional Center. That is the name of the facility, of course. It falls under the Louisiana Department of Public Safety and Corrections.
Yes, it does.
All right. Is it a hardcore prison, or is it just a?
It is a hardcore prison. It's part of the Louisiana State Penitentiary system. Okay. We always call Angola the Louisiana State Penitentiary,
right.
But we're all the same system. There's 10 of us, Angola being one.
All right. We have seen in the news recently that the government has run out of money, and they're releasing people back into society that are minimal criminals, people that have done fraudulent things or done petty crimes or whatever, because the system is set up to rehabilitate.
Right.
Now, I know from a fact that some of the best employees I have ever had working with major corporations and running major television broadcast networks in the United States are people that come out of prison. because the one thing about you will learn in prison that you do not learn in life is discipline. I will say that.
Exactly correct.
And it's why I called you and said, I want you to come on the show, because you've got an event coming up that is going to allow businesses in the area to employ people who have been previously incarcerated but have learned new skills.
Absolutely.
And have been rehabilitated. So let's talk about what kind of rehabilitation did you do these criminals before they're going to be released?
When they come to our facility, they get everything from mental health care to medical care, food and clothing, a place to live, plus while they're living in that community, a self-sufficient community, we put them into GED classes if that's what they need. We have a Louisiana Technical College campus right there on the grounds where they can learn welding, carpentry, or ACNR work. And of course, just in the general maintaining of the facility, they learn, we have 2 full-size kitchens where we have to feed 2,000 people. So they work in an organized kitchen facility, warehouses where we store all the things we have, maintenance, because all the maintenance has to be done on the facility. So they get a lot of skill training. They come in with a lot of skills.
Oh, sure.
And you know, they had a life and they were working before they came, but of course we have to try to make them better. Right. So when they hit the door, they're not behind. For example, you have an auto technology guy who was a shade tree mechanic when he came in. 20 years later, we're going to let him go next week. We can't send him out an auto mechanic who's working under a tree. Right. He's got to have the latest skills. So we have to send them out that way or they're just doomed. So we do a lot of that.
So prison doesn't just throw a person in a cage and they go out and they do sharecropping and the old
Not
movies
at all.
and that.
Not at all. We
actually college educated. I mean,
we have correspondence college classes as well.
The man that just got out of prison, that was all over the news, 41 years, released from California or wherever I believe it was wrongly accused or whatever, but he made a plea deal, can't sue the whatever.
Correct.
He's out. I mean, they say he's got like 3 PhDs. So people in prison don't just sit there. I mean, there are ways and there are things you provide.
The thing is, they can just sit there, but after a little while of sitting around, a couple of years, you go, I got to do something, and we're there.
And you work with NCCER?
Yes, we do. That's in all 3 of the Louisiana Technical College curriculums. So they walk out certified in that. We have an HVAC certified ACNR class, so they get EPA certification, which you've got to have to go and work in ACNR. We have a small engine class where they get OPSA certified. That's one of the things that Hunt pioneered, I would say, in 2003, that we wanted them to walk out with a GED, an LTC certificate, technical college certificate, but an industry certification too. We have a culinary serve-safe class, National Restaurant Association. So, and with those 3 credentials, we call it the equalizer, because if you go and apply and you have a person who has the skills and just about the same as you, but they're not certified by one of these national industry certifications, we think we just brought you up because you're an ex-offender, so we need to kind of bring you up.
Level the field.
That's right. So we've been doing that for 10 years.
Next week you're going to have an event a week from Tuesday.
Yes.
And it is where is the event
It's going to be at Elaine Hunt Correctional Center in St. Gabriel. It started off in 2000 as being a job fair, and it's evolved into a job and community resource fair because we learned that we can get them prepared for work and have them go to work, but if they have nowhere to live, which is, I take this akin to pushing the teenager out the door, he has no place to live, he has no dishes, he needs a job, he needs transportation. This is what happens to these people. So these community resources can prop them up until they can get on their feet and buy the car, get the clothing, be self-sufficient,
Put up on the screen the contact phone number for this man, because I want that to stay on the screen for while we talk about this particular event. You have, this is going on, where is it located at?
At Elaine Hunt Correctional Center in St. Gabriel, Louisiana. About
I'm
12 miles south of Tiger Stadium.
Now the people that we want to call this phone number are people who own businesses and want more information about how to get, because their opportunity is to go and actually interview these these people
That's
that are
right.
getting out of prison.
And we have made them fill out and taught them how to fill out generic job applications so that, and we do that so that they can hand them the application and then talk to the person.
Right.
Instead of having an application and then they're going to sit there writing for 5 or 10 minutes and trying to think of the jobs and their training. That's all been done.
Right.
They want to meet the people and tell them why you should hire me when I leave. Because the ones who have coming to the job fair are anywhere from a month to 6 months from discharge. So that's just a hop and a skip. So
Right.
hopefully they can get some linkages. If not, they talk to employers and they learn how to do that, how to shake a hand, look a man in the eye, and ask for a job or ask a community resource person for help, because we want that too, not just employers. Community resources, any churches who help. We have Goodwill.
Okay, so
I don't want to name a lot of them.
I'm going to take an extra minute here, so don't kill this here. So you're not just businesses are invited.
Not just businesses.
Why would a church want to come to meet these kids?
It's like the folks I just met. They help and they minister, and they actually come to the prison to minister to them, and they have food, clothing, transportation, a place to live. They have all that to offer, and they want to give them that.
All right.
And
Okay.
we've given them the training and the job.
All
So
right, we got that. Now, before we go, we have to address one more issue. There is financial gain or benefit to a business that employs an ex-offender.
there's a work opportunity
Explain
tax
that.
credit. I think on the first $6,000 you pay to an ex-offender, you get a pretty good tax break. I think it's 40%. It changes, but we'll have a
40%,
person.
right, of the first $6,000.
That's right,
right.
And we'll have a person out there from all the workforce commission, probably from 7 or 8 different parishes are going to be there, and we do that at the lunchtime break to explain to the employers, this is the tax break you get. Also, bonding is sometimes available.
Right, right.
Like
So
an
there's-
insurance policy.
That's all the time we have today on this matter. But folks, if you just listen to me, if you've got a business and you want to employ a good, solid person that's been rehabilitated, call that phone number or email me at WLFT.com. I'll get you the information. It's a week from Tuesday, so you got time to get involved. I appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you so
When
much for
we
having me.
come back, we will have another guest with us that is also helping people and probably going to be at his event. So we're going to talk to a young man that is doing some wonderful things right here in Baton Rouge that you need to know about for a better life. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
South Louisiana, there's no better time to call than right now to get the best quality made Ella walk-in tub or shower from Easy Baths of Louisiana. Call now, 289-4141, and let Easy Baths of Louisiana show you the low entry and easy access walk-in tubs and showers. Our walk-in tubs come with easy to use controls, stainless steel door, and dual 80-second drain with chromotherapy lighting, automatic cleaning, hydrotherapy jets, and much, much more. Easy Baths of Louisiana guarantees the absolute lowest prices on the same or equal products with our 10% back guarantee. We offer easy pay financing with great rates. If you call right now and mention this ad, we'll take an incredible $750 off our already low prices with this TV offer.
Hey, welcome back to A Better Life. I've had a lot of different people on the show. People selling real estate, people talking about your finances, people selling insurance. But once in a while you meet a character that actually lives life. And when I say that, life goes on around us all the time, but a lot of times we ignore it. And those of us that, make a little money, we buy our nice place and we hang out in the outside burbs and we send our donation in and we hope it helps. And we feel better because we send our money. But some people actually go way beyond that. And when I met this couple, I said, I'm going to have one of you on the show because I want to talk to you and I want to share your story a little bit about what you're offering in Baton Rouge, because you're really helping people. And people need to know about God's Daily Bread Outreach Center Incorporated. It won't even fit on the screen. That's how long their name is. So we just call it God's Outreach, okay, today. And we're going to talk to Freddie Patterson. Welcome to the show, Freddie.
Welcome. Thank you very much for having me on the show.
Oh, pleasure is all mine. Freddie, when you asked me to come over and look at your facility, and I drove over to Van Gogh Avenue,
Yes.
which the GPS in the new XTS Cadillac, which I happened to be with my wife that day, said, in neighborhood you should not be in. Neighborhood, turn car around, do not proceed forward. I mean, I was like, people open up shelters or open up facilities to help people. They're always someplace where people can't even hardly get to unless they take a city bus. You're in the hood.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I mean,
yes.
but on each side of you are like two of the biggest known nightclubs for problems in our area.
Yes, yes.
I mean, you're right there.
Yes, yes. That's so.
What convicted you to say that's where you needed to be?
Well, it wasn't so much that. Is that we were in search of a building. And we so happened to come across that one, and we called and told the guy what we did, and he said, "Well, you're exactly what I'm looking for to place in this building." So,
all right, that takes care of the building. So, continue the story. What do you do?
Well, what we do is we feed and assist the homeless in the city of Baton Rouge, wherever that we need. People need our services. That's where we go. We prepare food boxes. We give clothes out on Saturdays from 10 to 12. We also fix bags for the homeless people that we donate to a church downtown. Mm-hmm. We give soap, toilet paper, hand towels, whatever the case may be. We fix up a little bag, and we in turn take that and donate that.
So you donate it to another group, but your building is open to people who want to come to you.
Yes, our building is open for those that need a service, such as food boxes, like I said, of course, and we give clothes out.
And you have a lot of clothes. You've had a lot of donations, and of course, we're putting the numbers up on the screen. I hope they're keeping it up there all the time, because we want them to call you, because you can always go by Salvation Army. You can always go by Restoration, whatever it's called. I mean, there's a lot of places.
Right.
But you're actually right there where people can walk out of their projects and not even get in a car, but walk in your door and say, I need help.
Exactly.
And I don't. This is not a big secret, folks. The people with low incomes live in this area.
Exactly. That's right.
And people that have a lot of money there are usually into something illegal.
Right.
So these are people that are down on their luck, and they need your services.
Yes.
And I applaud you for what you're doing.
Well, we appreciate
But you've got clothes, you've got canned food, you've got a kitchen that you're trying to get started to maybe start doing a meal a week or something like that.
Well, we want to prepare food every day. That's what we want to do. And again, we need the kitchen to be up to standard to where we can prepare meals.
Right. So you need kitchen equipment.
Yes.
You need a volunteer that's got a license that can come in and certify electrical and help you out.
Oh, yes.
You need washers and dryers.
Yes.
This is one thing I wanted to bring up on the show. You're looking for a donation of a working washer and dryer.
Right. That's right.
And because you want to provide the homeless should be clean.
Exactly.
And they want to be clean.
Exactly. That's
but they
right.
can't afford to go down and pay $5 to put in a machine.
That's right.
They want to eat.
That's right.
You know, folks, if you've ever been down on your luck, you're down on your luck. That's all there is to it.
Exactly right.
But this guy is really trying to help, and I really applaud you for that.
Well, we really appreciate it. We just want to speak to the audience again, and if there's any way that they can help us in our outreach ministry, as far as donating your time, of course, monetary donations.
Money.
Yes, and also we are in search of some vans that we can be able to go downtown and pick up people that's under the bridges and overpasses and bring them back where they can get showers, wash their clothes, or whatever needs that they need met. So any way you can help us, the number's on the screen. Call and see how you can help. Myself, Freddie, or my wife, Elnora Patterson, will be glad to help.
And she's much better looking than you are. But, you know, he wanted to be on, so he's on. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you, Dr. Fry. I appreciate you.
That's going to wrap it up this week, folks. We've got some exciting things coming up in future shows. I even have an astronaut that's going to be on the show here before too long. A good friend of mine is coming through town, and with the space shuttle program ending, he wanted to come in and bring you all up to speed on what you can do to get your kids involved in the space program, because it's not going away. There's some exciting things coming on NASA. So I know some of you are excited about that in the future. But until then, remember, there's always something you can do to help everybody have a better life. You just got to get off your butt and do it. I challenge you to do that, okay? Until next time, have a better life. Remember, especially available through Jesus Christ.